In this video, I will show how to graph and use the graph of a function to solve an inequality. So the main goal in this problem is to use the graph of a function to solve this given inequality, which can also be written as f of x less than or equal to 4. So first, let's go ahead and graph the function, and here we can notice that this function is actually linear, and it can be written in slope-intercept form by distributing 2 into the numerator. So this is the y-intercept and this is the slope. So to graph this function, we first start by finding the y-intercept at 1. Then we use the slope to find the next point. So the slope is -3/2. So from the y-intercept we go down 3 and over 2. And we can continue the same pattern and produce a couple more points to the right, and reversing the pattern, meaning going 3 up and 2 to the left, we can produce a couple points to the left of the y-axis, and this is the graph of this function. So this is the graph of f of x, which is -3/2 x plus 1. Now, how do we use this graph to solve this inequality? Well, let's try to understand what is it asking us to do. We have to find all the values of x for which the output of the function is less than or equal to 4. So we can graph the line y equals 4. We can call it g of x. And now the question is, for which values of f of x is below g of x. So f of x is the line, and g of x is the horizontal line. And it's pretty clear that f of x is below g of x when x is greater or equal to -2. So on this interval, we can see that f of x is below g of x. So the answer to the question is f of x is less than or equal to g of x when x is greater or equal -2, or in interval notation, it's the following. So this is how we use the graph of a function to solve an inequality.